Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Matt here, back with another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. I'm joined here by another one of the GOATs, Anderson Silva. If you can see him right there, yeah, there he is. All right, so anyway, we back with another episode, and this week is a big week because this week is the throwdown, the trilogy, the matchup of all matchups. I'm just trying to hype it up, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to do my part. UFC 286 goes down this weekend. Coming to you from the UK. Main event, Rocky Leon Edwards defends the welterweight championship against the former champion Kamaru Usman. And this is a major, major fight. So I just wanted to take a little time just to talk about a little bit about that main event. I'm very excited to see that. So I just want to touch on a few things. First of all, going into their second fight, the rematch, the one in which Kamaru lost, I was a huge Usman fan going into that fight, and I still am a huge Usman fan. I couldn't, for the sake that I'm an old dude, and I came into UFC watching, guys like GSP. I couldn't say that Kamaru was the GOAT at welterweight. But at the same time, there was no denying that at that point in time, there wasn't a lot of people that you saw that had a chance of beating him, except for maybe Hamzat Chimaev. Outside of that, there wasn't a lot of guys. And so, when I think about it, going into the rematch, I was for sure Usman was going to do Rocky Edwards dirty. Like, I just thought he was just going to come in there and have his way with him, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, and leave. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of felt like it was just going to be a one-sided fight for the most part. I will admit that. And what was interesting about that fight is I think a lot of people felt the same way that I did. But as you're watching that fight, and this is one of the things that I love about mixed martial arts, is just for one, you never know what to expect. Number two, on any given night, any man or woman can use the correct technique, throw the right punch, throw the perfect punch, or cinch in the perfect rear naked choke, whatever the case might be, and win the fight. And just blow your mind as to, you not seeing that outcome. There's so many factors. People get injured, legs get broken, arms get hurt, TJ Dillashaw dislocated shoulder. I mean, any number of things can happen, even though he went into that fight with that dislocated shoulder. But anyway, I didn't see it playing out the way that it played out. So as I'm watching that fight, I'm watching Kamaru, I'm watching Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards did extremely well in the first round, gave Kamaru Usman his one and only takedown. He took Kamaru down, which is just something that doesn't happen. Division II national championship wrestler Kamaru Usman doesn't get taken down, and definitely not a lot. Rocky Edwards does that. First round was pretty good. Second round, he made a mistake. Kamaru took him down, kind of controlled him a little bit. He was able to get back to his feet. That was pretty cool as well. But as we started getting to the third round and the fourth round, the whole tempo and the tone of the fight changed. And for everybody that went into that fight, a Kamaru Usman fan, as you're watching Leon get beat down, I mean, on the feet and on the ground, he's getting controlled. He's getting handled. Kamaru's in there like, look, bro, I heard you got that lunch money and I'm going to need that. So, what are we going to do here? Okay, I'll take it. Thank you. And that's what was going on for real. You know what I'm saying? Not to make light of it. And as you're watching, I feel like the whole vibe, the whole mood changed where everyone was starting to feel like, man, like, come on, Leon, like, at least put up a fight, And I think that mood started to change. Let's talk about Rocky Edwards' corner. His coach was, doing his best inspirational speeches. Another thing that a lot of people need to take notice of is in the corner, good cornermen, good corner women, good corner work. Having to motivate a person that's being beat down. They're embarrassed, They're embarrassed in front of their coach, in front of their team. They can't believe this is happening. They trained for this. They can't stop it from happening. And being able to cut through, a lot of the time they'll tell fighters, they'll bring up their children. They'll bring up their family. If they recently lost a parent, they'll tell them, do it for your father. Do it for your mother. They bring different things up, trying to motivate the guy to get out there and try to do something. They talk about the long nights and the long days in training, trying to pull them out of that mental hump that they're in. Because a lot of the time, in that case, Rocky, Leon Edwards didn't seem like he was defeated physically. I mean, Kamaru Usman was doing damage, definitely. There's no doubt about that. But he wasn't defeated physically. It almost seemed like it was a total mental thing. He was defeated mentally. He was willing to succumb to Kamaru Usman being the better fighter and feeling like, man, I can't do nothing to this guy. He was defeated mentally. And his coach was in there, and the things he was saying, trying to motivate him. He was, he was yelling at him. You're letting him bully your son. You know what I'm saying? He was getting into it. And, it was just amazing to see what he was trying to do for Leon. And Leon wasn't responding. And he was just looking away. His coach is talking to him right here, and Leon, like he's waiting on a bus or something, like he's about to punch in a clock and go to work. And he wasn't responding. And that was something that Dean Thomas noted on the broadcast. He called him a broken fighter and said he wasn't responding to his coach. And that's how you know that a fighter is broken. But what was so interesting about this is, in between the fourth and the fifth round, when his coach said, stop feeling sorry for yourself. When he yelled that out, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm getting hyped right now. I challenge anyone, if you're having a bad day, if you're feeling down about your job, you're the fry cook at McDonald's. I talked about that in the last video. You're feeling sad, you need to go on your break. You need to Google, you need to YouTube Leon Edwards, what's it called? We'll say just Google Leon Edwards between round speech. I know it'll come up, or put in Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. There's definitely going to be a lot of videos because people had to pull that footage. I'm telling you, it's motivational. You should take a moment out of your day to listen to that and see if you don't feel like running through a wall after listening to his coach, the way he hyped him up. And when he came out of that fifth round, you could tell as he stood up off the stool and the round was about to begin, he wasn't completely there yet. He didn't completely believe. But what his coach did is he gave him hope. He gave him that little glimpse, that little glimmer of hope. You know what I'm saying? He made him feel like maybe there's a chance. And in this case, that was all that was needed. And when Leon kept faking that low kick and landing a few low kicks to Kamaru Usman's leg, and he's and he's tagging him with those low kicks and kind of faking them. And he's kind of sticking the jab out there. And it was just a thing of beauty as you're watching Kamaru, supremely confident, knows that he has the fight in the bag. But at the same time, this man is a competitor as well. So he wasn't about to go out there and just kind of shoot a jab, and kind of move around and just, just go ahead and just pass away the fifth round and, ink out a decision. That's not Kamaru Usman, who's a savage himself. He wanted to go out there. He wanted to put a stamp on it. He wanted to put a period on the sentence and win the fight. But as the round played out, the moment when Rocky faked him with that left, he shoots that left forward, and Kamaru's thinking that it's literally just going to be a left jab, maybe a left punch. I believe it was a left punch. And Kamaru kind of shifts his weight. He kind of shifts his weight to try to slip that punch. And Rocky comes up with that high kick and lays him out. And it was like watching that live, from home, from my couch, chilling with my wife. But watching it live, when you saw that happen, it was like the air got sucked out of the arena and the air got sucked out of my house. Nobody could breathe. It was almost over all of us, you know what I'm saying? But that's just what I'm saying. When you saw that happen and you saw Kamaru's body go limp and fall to the ground, fall to the earth with an F, with to the earth. I mean, it was an unbelievable moment. And one of the greatest post-fight speeches you will ever hear. Something else that you need to Google. You need to YouTube, whatever you're going to do. However you're going to look it up. Bing. I don't know what you use, but use something. Bro, you need to look up Leon Edwards' post-fight speech after winning that fight. And there's no way to still feel down on yourself, to still feel sorry for yourself after watching that post-fight speech. Because what you felt in that was the raw emotion. You felt the raw emotion from a man who felt like he was beaten. A man that the UFC and the UFC fans counted out. I was one of them. A man that wasn't supposed to win that fight. And the things that he was saying, pound for pound, what? Pound for pound, nothing. I messed it up. Pound for pound, nothing. I mean, when you heard him yell that, you know, he's letting you know everyone's like Kamaru Usman's the pound per pound fighter, and he's gonna do Leon dirty. He's gonna manhandle him, which he was. But he prevailed. You know, when you hear him say, from the trenches, you know, he lets you know I come from nothing. I'm not even supposed to be here right now. You know, I wasn't a Division II wrestling champion. I wasn't a collegiate athlete. I wasn't any of that. And that's not to take anything away from Kamaru's story, because I'm probably going to do a video later on in the week on that. But it was just the fact he's letting you know you felt his pain. You felt the years that he put in the game, the hours in the gym. And, you know, and he's finally there. He shocked the world. You know, the way he was yelling out, "Mom, I told you I'd do it." Like, you know, who knows the conversations he had had with his mother, and his mother's telling him, you know, Rocky, I don't know if it's going to happen for you. And he just kept pushing. He just kept trying, fight after fight. This is a man that he lost to, Kamaru Usman. He lost to Kamaru Usman early in his career, you know, early in the UFC run. But the fact that he was just yelling that out, he was almost like he wasn't even in the middle of the octagon with Joe Rogan interviewing him. And he's yelling out, "You all said I couldn't do it. Look at me now." The best part, you know, he's letting them know, look at me now. And if for anyone that's ever been an underdog in life, anyone that, you know, wasn't given that silver spoon, maybe wasn't given a fair shake, Leon Edwards in that moment was that person, whoever you might be. I'm telling you, you need to YouTube Leon Edwards' post-fight speech. And, you know, just sit there and absorb that. It's just such a motivational thing to watch, because you're seeing a man realize his dream. You know, all of everything that he put into it, it was coming out there. You would listen to him, you know, talk about being from Jamaica, being poor, growing up in a shack, you know, and now he's the champion of the world. Very inspiring. It goes down this Saturday, UFC 286. Leon Edwards defends his welterweight championship against the former champion, you know, former pound for pound at 170, Kamaru Usman. I can't wait to see it. I'm going to be right there checking it out. We're going to see if Leon Edwards can do this twice, 2 times in a row, and emerge as the new welterweight kingpin. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Matter of Fact MMA. Let me know how you feel. Do you agree? Is it Matt? Is it fact? Like, subscribe, reach out. If you don't believe me, if you're a Kamaru fan, which I like Kamaru Usman, but in this fight, I'm going to have to flip. I'm going to have to go for Rocky Edwards, for all the underdogs, for everybody. Let me know what you think. Again, Matter of Fact MMA, it's your boy Matt. I don't know what that is, what that was. Just let me know. Holler at me in the comments. Thanks again. Peace.